Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 14234 Holcomb Boulevard here in Oregon City. I'm going to describe everything as if you're standing in the driveway looking at the front of the house. We are on the right side of the home, about mid-span as you make your way down here. Inside this little culvert where you have a water shut-off, you also have a sewer clean-out. It's your 4-inch ABS clean-out, which we're going to insert the camera into and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. So the first thing I have to recommend here, this is just a hacked open, wide open piece of pipe. There's no cap on it or anything. Luckily it's down inside this thing with a lid over the top of it, but my issue with it is if a kid comes along here, they can just throw rocks into your sewer line. I know why this was cut apart. It was to allow this piece of pipe to go in here. So at the very least, maybe, I don't know if an expanding cap might fit in there, but I'm going to recommend a clean out be installed so that the line is sealed. So we're going to zero out here at the base of the clean out, and off we go. I think we're going to have a very short line here. I think there may be a main on property. Yeah, I think that's it up ahead here. Line transitions here to 4-inch 3034 PVC pipe. Certainly got some grease buildup in the line here, which we'll see how that looks when we drain the line out at the end. My camera is scraping at least some of it loose. I'm going to turn some more water. This is a much longer line than I originally thought it was going to be here, and it's because of the access that's 3 feet deep into the ground. It's very awkward to try and shove the camera through. I'm going to get some more water running here to help move the camera along in just a moment. And there's the main right there. We reached it. I'm going to try and go locate the camera head here as best as I can. The line, I'm not sure which route it took. It did a lot of twists and turns. I'll try and locate it. If nothing else, I'll try and locate it as we come back closer in to get an idea of the direction it goes. All right, located the camera head successfully. The line ends up terminating out on Holcomb Boulevard. Based on where I picked that locate signal up, just on the main out there is on the very far edge of the road, on this side of the road, but not in the middle of the street anyway. And my locate line's right up at the manhole just up the road. And just based on where I picked that signal up, the line appears to be meandering through the neighbor's yard to the right of this home. Again, that's if you're standing in the driveway looking at the front door. So we do have some standing water towards the end of the line here, and the line at this point is almost entirely drained out. There's a tiny bit of water trickling through. But that right there, as far as depth goes, you're working with just barely over a quarter inch of standing water. And for reference, I don't even consider repairs on plastic pipe with bellies until there's at least an inch. That's with no water running at all. And the distance these bellies are from the house, if you're blocking and backing up from 100+ feet away, it is almost entirely because of what you put down the sewer line, if not entirely because of that. You build up, if you were to block up at 100 feet or so, you've got to fill up 100+ feet of pipe with water just before you get back to the foundation wall. In doing so, the amount of head pressure you would create doing that would be extreme. And unless your blockage is made out of a ton of stuff that has no business going down the sewer line, it is very, very unlikely that a belly that distance would ever cause a problem. As long as, again, you don't have habits of putting lots of paper towels and wipes in your line, it would be almost impossible to back up from that distance. So from roughly 123 feet, the belly is just a little, and with the water off now, I can't advance the camera out further, but from around 123 to 135 feet, you've got a belly there with a quarter inch or so of standing water. And there's some other locations where we have some of that too, further back in. That belly there is too minor in my opinion and too far from the home to pose any high risk, hardly any risk at all really, for a blockage to occur. And you'll see multiple tie-ins at the top of the pipe as we make our way out there. You know, it's feasible that it could be a neighbor tying in. The more likely scenario is that those are just secondary and tertiary cleanouts. By code, every 100 feet you should have a cleanout access. And this one, I believe you've got 2 over in the neighbor's side. There's another one that's closer in. But neither of them look like they're tie-ins for a sewer line. You'd have generally debris deposits coming down the sidewalls of the pipe if that's the case. So they just look like secondary and tertiary cleanouts. For a 134-foot long sewer line, that little, I mean, I expect to see bellies in lines this long. About 80% of them or more will have bellies in them. It's very difficult to grade a sewer line that long and not have some of it settle. So to have all that standing water at the end of the line down there, I mean, that's really, it's about as good as it gets. It's very uncommon to have a line this long with 0 standing water, unless the line is going down a sheer, steep hillside. And it looks like the camera did a pretty darn good job of removing the grease buildup. There was grease and, I don't know if it's toilet paper or wipes, but as far as debris going down your line, especially when you have a longer line like this, when you flush the toilet, that debris might make it 30 feet. So it takes many, many toilet flushes and or running sinks and tubs and showers to get stuff from point A to point B. You want to make sure you're not putting things like flushable wipes, paper towels, tampons, junk like that down your line. Even the flushable wipes, they are terrible. Don't use them. You just don't want to put too many obstacles in the line for stuff to have to travel through. You've got another extremely minor belly right here. This is like a 1/16 of an inch of standing water. It's another one that's too minor, in my opinion, to require repairs. And this one here dissipates out at about 38 feet. And it starts at about 33, 34. there's your other clean out right there. And just based on the distance out that's probably either just before the fence line or just after the fence line. And my diagram that I draw is going to be overly simplified. This line has a lot of turns in it. It's more than likely just going to be a couple turns, but the general direction will be true. All right, we're going to go ahead and reel the camera out of the line. We have good flow to the main lateral connection. Both the ABS and PVC portions of the line we have scoped here today both appear to be in good condition. All the standing water I've seen is far too minor, in my opinion, to require repairs. The only thing I am recommending is that you install a clean-out cap on the clean-out down here in the little basin culvert, whatever that deal is there.